What's going on, YouTube? It's that guy right here coming at you with my UFC 300 reaction. I know that I dropped my prediction video. If you haven't seen it already, go ahead, check it out. A lot of surprising fights, to say the least. I know this card happened 2 days ago from my recording and posting of this video, but still had to put a video out. We'll drop the next episode of Harry Sackboy's career tomorrow. If you want to check it out or want to check out any of my other content, enjoy. Leave a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and it'll go a long way and help me on my journey. But let's start off with the first fight. Figueiredo versus Garbrandt. Now this fight kind of obviously went as we expected, right? But I feel like Cody Garbrandt's power kind of shook Figueiredo a little bit in the beginning. He also looked a little bit faster than Figueiredo, so once Figueiredo goes up to higher level 135ers, I'm not too sure how he'll compete, but he got a win against Cody Garbrandt. I feel like that was pretty expected. And yeah, I mean, we'll see who's next for him. Next fight, this fight I predicted incorrectly. Bobby Green went ham on Jim Miller. Now, it did look like Jim Miller did catch him in the first round, so the power definitely did show, but Bobby Green put on a clinic. Fought really well, and it was a really fun fight to watch, and he did call out Paddy Pimblett at the end of the fight. Let's see if that fight goes down. I think that'll be a good matchup for Paddy to test himself and see, what kind of level he's on right now in his career. Moving on to Jessica Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez. I'm not gonna lie to you, really didn't watch that fight. Kind of like gazed at it back and forth. Was eating actually at this point, so we took a little lunch, dinner break, I would say. But Andrade came out with the victory, kind of what I expected. Looking at the scorecards, it was a split decision though, so it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. But Jessica Andrade comes out with a win and improves her record with 12 losses. But to say the least, she did outstrike her numbers wise. Her defense looked a lot better if you're looking at these striking numbers. And yeah, again, Andrade, we'll see what's next for her. She's basically the Derek Lewis of the strawweight division right now. If you could beat her, you get a title shot. No offense, I mean, everyone loves Derek Lewis. I feel bad for saying that, but definitely Jessica Andrade is like the stepping stone. So we'll see who's up next for her. Now this fight, Moicano versus Jalen Turner. As a guy who was rooting for Jalen Turner and really was expecting Jalen Turner to come out with the victory here, very frustrating. You knock him down, and you just turn around, bro. You're not Sean O'Malley, dude. You gotta go for the kill. Gotta go for the finish. And Renato Moicano took advantage of Jalen Turner's lack of awareness there and put him away deservingly. Some UFC fighters just need to mature, man, and I know we're here to entertain the fans, but get the win, then entertain us, right? That's my opinion on that. Going on to the prelims, this fight went way quicker than I expected. Diego Lopez knocked down Sadiq Youssef twice. It shows that his power, his striking, like I was saying, underrated striking skills. Diego Lopez, he's got it, man. He's getting ready to take that next leap. He called out Evloev to a rematch, which I do want to see that fight again. Lopez took that fight on short notice. Looked pretty good. Let's see how that fight goes second time. Kayla Harrison's debut against Holly Holm, like I pretty much expected. Just a clinic, outclassing. Kayla Harrison definitely shows that she's ready for a title shot. We'll see if she fights Raquel Pennington or if Raquel Pennington fights Juliana Pena first. Whatever goes down, Kayla Harrison is up next for a title shot for sure, and showed that she belongs in the high level of the women's bantamweight division. Calvin Kattar versus Aljo. Now, this fight was pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's an Aljo fight. You get what you expect. You get just an elite wrestler gonna put the pace, and you can't really do anything once he gets his hands on you. And Aljo showed that he has the strength to wrestle 145er and keep him down, and he wins 8 for 13 on takedowns, which is great. He had 10 minutes of control in this fight. and swept the scorecards 30-27 with all three judges. And who would be next for Aljo? That could go numerous ways. I mean, he was the former bantamweight champion. I wouldn't say he's title shot worthy yet. I mean, I think it wouldn't happen, but I think it'd be interesting to see him fight like a Bushido Vera maybe. Oh, that's 135. I'm tripping. 145. It'd be interesting to see him fight. Honestly, Volk, right? I mean, if Max Holloway gets that next title shot, it'd be interesting to see him fight Volkanovski, I think. Kind of makes a little bit of sense. Winner gets the title shot. I mean, Aljo dominated here, so he should get a top contender to fight next. Lastly, to finish off the prelims, Yuri versus Rakic. Rakic killed those legs of Yuri, and someone who's rooting for Yuri, I was very concerned. I thought this fight was over once both legs were fried. 23 for 30 on leg kicks, as you can see here. And I mean, if we're talking smaller weight classes, maybe that's not that big, but we're talking about 205ers. Those guys weighing 230s, taking like 23 leg kicks. Not ideal. But Yuri, as Yuri does, channeled that samurai and put on a clinic against Rakic. And clearly Rakic didn't have the power to rock Yuri, and Yuri had the power to rock Rakic. I guess you could put it that way, right? But yeah, that's how it was. And I mean, Yuri came out with the victory, knocked him out. Rakic looked really good though, and just looked like he lacked power, or either Yuri has stone head, one or the other. But let's go on to the main card here. Cody Brundage pretty much got absolutely destroyed. He had pretty good defense for a bit, but eventually when you got a guy like Bo Nickel on top of you non-stop, an opening is going to come up and he's going to take advantage of that opening. Bo Nickel, I like him. He's very humble, and as much as he plays off cocky, he's a very humble guy you could tell. And he didn't call out for anybody crazy. He just wants to slowly improve and climb his way up the ladder, as he should. He wants to do it the right way. So we're gonna see what's next for Bo Nickel. Heartbreak here. Charles Arman Tsarukyan. In my opinion, no guy really got it going. Tsarukyan had the best overall round. That second round by Tsarukyan dominated Oliveira, as much as I'd hate to say it. But Oliveira almost finished him twice, and Tsarukyan, when he had control in the first and third, I really feel like didn't do much with it. And it's interesting to see how the judges weighed submission attempts, and near finishes. Tsarukyan was almost finished at the end of the first with that arm triangle. He was almost finished at the end of the fight with that Darce. He was almost finished with the guillotine in the beginning. I mean, Charles did get that first round. That third round, Charles came out at the end. I guess you could say Tsarukyan controlled. It was a really close fight, as much as Tsarukyan is convinced that he destroyed this guy. But we'll see. Charles comes back. I think he should rematch Gaethje, maybe. I think that the fight makes sense. Or maybe if Holloway stays at 155, fight Holloway Charles too. And Tsarukyan, I guess, is up next for a title shot, right? After Dustin Poirier, which was just announced. Insane. Or maybe Oliveira waits out Conor. Another fight that was announced. Another insane fight announced. Just amazing night, to say the least. Now, this fight, Gaethje Holloway, absolute shocker. Not only did Max Holloway do what I said he couldn't, he had the power to knock out Justin Gaethje, but he completely outclassed him. Completely outclassed. Now, Holloway did get knocked down. I don't care what the scorecard says. He got knocked down, but his boxing was too much, and I feel like that broken nose and the end of the first round with that spinning sidekick to the face definitely affected Gaethje a lot. But he just couldn't seem to get it going. Holloway was on it. He was on it that day. And Holloway has a range of options. He could go up to 155. He could go back down to 145. Either way, he showed that he's definitely worthy of a title shot. Second to last fight here, the co-main, Weili versus Yan. Yan had her moments, right? But overall, Weili showed her dominance again. Just completely outstruck her, completely outgrappled her for the most part, and just showed the all-around game that she has. Weili is, in my opinion, right now, like I said, the best all-around women's fighter, and rightfully showed that. With look at the striking numbers, look at the takedowns and the control, and it just goes to show that she's just on a different level right now. She had those 2 losses to Rose, but she's bounced back and she looks really good right now, and she's definitely probably gonna have a nice title reign at, in the strawweight division. And lastly, the main event, the funniest thing I think I've ever seen. This man Pereira gets kicked in the nuts. Says, "Nah, chief, let me cook." Left hook, Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill eyes rolled back. He didn't even hit him clean. Pereira's power is insane, and like I said, that power could translate to the heavyweight division, as he said. Maybe he gets a heavyweight fight next month. I don't know how that would happen, but we'll see. Pereira, again, another title defense. This guy has done crazy things in such few UFC fights. Definitely one of the greats, and it would have been crazy to see if he came earlier, what his legacy would have been. But Pereira gets it done, quick knockout, quicker than I thought, and shows that his power, precision, timing is king. But if you enjoyed these UFC breakdowns, leave a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button for more. I appreciate you guys watching as always, and have a great, blessed rest of your day.